Hello, everybody. It's Jimmy and the Music Scene. I am here with Ashley. Ashley, good morning.
Good morning.
Ashley, you're from the show Tootsie, and you play Julie Nichols. Is that right?
Yes, that is correct.
Awesome. Hey, you guys are coming to Akron, EJ Thomas Hall, November 29th and 30th. We're very excited to have you guys. It seems like you guys are touring more often now with COVID and everything coming to an ease. Tell me, what is life doing a musical now after COVID compared to what it was before?
I will say it is the audiences are a lot more engaged, which is like a weird kind of like after effect of all of that, but it's just like we were all locked in our houses for so long that everyone who comes out to a show is just like so happy to be outside of their house and to be able to do something. And it's a comedy and it's a fun show, so like you really get to hear a lot of laughter. That's the one thing that um I've gotten the most, like when I leave the theater at night, it's people being like, I just really needed to laugh. And I'm like, I get it, we all do. So that's been really cool. I mean, the mask thing is something that we all know how to navigate and are used to it. It has been like a year and a half and change, at least of performing and doing the masks. So
That's
we're used
amazing.
to it. Yeah, but other than that, it's just like it's really nice to see people again, honestly.
Absolutely, and you mentioned to the segue from that, you said that Tootsie is a comedy musical. So tell me more about that. Like, is it like so? Tell me more about the comedic side of being in the musical and things like that.
Yeah, so the show itself is about an actor named Michael Dorsey who is kind of not a great person. Um he's kind of a dick. I think I can say that on TikTok. um and he's not getting work because of it, because no one wants to work with someone who's a pain in their butt. And his friend, you could put in quotations, comes over and starts gushing about this part that she really really wants. And considering he's not getting anything else, he decides, all right, I'll just audition for it for myself, and does. Um and gets it, but is now having to create this whole other persona and live a lie basically in order to do the thing that he wanted to do. And it obviously doesn't go well, and there's a lot of situational things that he gets himself into from there. So it's kind of the situations that he puts himself into. And we've also just got some very very funny characters within it. The guy who plays Max is really just dumb and like funny and is really out of place, and he has a lot of really funny lines. And the guy who plays the director is also really funny. So it is really nice. The story is really really well written. It was written by Robert Horn, who won the Tony for the show, so that's been really really cool. But yeah, we do a lot of laughs, a lot of situational comedy, and stuff like that. So yeah.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. So speaking of characters, let's talk about your character. You play Julie. Tell me about Julie. Like, what's her background? What do you bring to the character? Let's go from there.
So Julie is a very talented actress. She just happens to be in a really really bad show. But it is supposed to be her Broadway debut. So like what do you do with that? You go, I want to be on Broadway, but I hate the show and I don't know what to do. So I'm just going to keep playing along and hope that it gets better, and it's not getting better. And she finally meets this person who comes in, who happens to be Michael Dorsey. She just doesn't know that. Who's on the same wavelength as her and understands that like we can make this better. We don't have to be in a bad situation. And they kind of make this pact to do the best that they can to make the show the best it possibly can be. And they go from there. And she really really starts to care for this person. But I love Julie because she's very very strong. She knows what she wants and she goes for it. She's not necessarily a damsel in distress. She's just someone who needed help out of a situation, and someone came in with a creative way to do that. So that's always really fun.
That's really awesome. That's
Yeah.
awesome. So this is from what I saw. This is your first national tour.
Yes.
How does it feel like going from a like a from tour going to touring from where you were at? Like, what's different?
It's a very big step, I will say. It is very funny though. Like when I was a kid, I always had like these little things that I want, like I wrote like a bucket list for like a 12-year-old, I guess you could say, and that touring was one of them. It was like play the West End and tour and like live in Hoboken. The Hoboken thing did not happen. But the touring thing has been really, really cool. I love getting paid to travel. I mean, it's so cool to be able to see the country and see a different part of it every single week, sometimes more than one city in a week, which has been really awesome. I had never seen a cactus in the ground until last year, because in Jersey, cacti always come in a pot at Home Depot. So I fell in love with cacti last year. I like bought every cacti sticker you could possibly think of and plastered it over everything. I think they're the cutest things ever. But it's been really cool. It's just been so nice to really kind of see how crazy different this country can be at any given moment. It's all one place, but just the varying degrees of atmosphere and like topography, it's just really, really cool. I came from the woods, so the
There you
desert's
go.
awesome.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So what would you say like is what has been your favorite city to play in so far?
My favorite city? Okay, so mine is a biased answer, and this is because my godparents already live there and I grew up going there. So take everything I say with a grain of salt. But New Orleans is like my favorite city on the planet. And that is just because I have very strong memories of going to Mardi Gras every single year when I was a kid. Like the suburb floats that they would do in front of my godparents' house, and it was really, really cool to be able to go play in this city that I had always grown up going to and seeing all these shiny things and being part of the shiny thing. And then my godparents got to come because they lived down the street from the theater, so it's very much sentimental value, and I just really love jazz, so
There
yeah.
you go. That makes sense. That makes sense. So with you experiencing your first national tour, what's one piece of advice you would give to someone who's never toured before that's going to go on
pack
it?
pack light, please, dear god, pack light. um it's a wonderful experience. You're going to have the best time as long as you um just kind of like know that anything can happen at any moment. You're in a different city all the time. Just be open to exploring, traveling, like going on hiking. Just make sure you make little day trips for yourself, but definitely pack light. You get on a flight almost every single week, and that that 50-pound limit, it'll get you. It'll get
Yeah,
you, and you'll want
yeah.
to shop in every city.
Yep, yep. That's amazing. That is really awesome. So is there anything that what is left on your bucket list? You say that you had a couple things on your bucket list. What would you say like what is one what is one thing you want to achieve within the next few years?
Next few years. I mean, I think Broadway is an easy answer, but the West End is still something on my bucket list that I'm really, really gunning for. I went to London because of my godparents when I was really young and I fell in love with it. And I would really, really love to go back and perform there. I just think it would be really cool. So I guess that's like the last thing. I've been really lucky to do some really cool things within my career. I started off on cruise ships, so being able to perform in like tour countries, not just states, is where I started. So
Okay.
yeah, I've been really, really lucky. I'm very happy to be able to say that. So there's very few things left on my bucket list.
That's awesome. So I didn't see that about cruise ships. So what was your favorite cruise ship to work on?
I only worked for one. It was Celebrity Cruise Ships. It was a good time. I spent most of my time in the Caribbean. I have never seen so much sand in my life. I don't think I ever will. But it was beautiful. I basically wound up living in Bermuda for 3 months, to the point where there was a bar that was just right off of the dock called Frog and Onion, that a friend of mine actually got a tattoo of the frog from that label on his leg after the end of that contract, because that he became like best friends with the owner of the bar. He was always so kind to us, made us feel like we were home, because we were there so often. So it's just small things like that, getting to know people from different countries, not only who work on the ship, but just the countries that you go to. It was really, really cool.
That's amazing. That's really awesome. Well, thank you so much, Ashley. I appreciate it. Let's wrap it up there. Tootsie is coming to EJ Thomas Hall in Akron, November 29th and 30th. Tickets are on sale now on playsquare.org or Ticketmaster. Ashley, we'll see you soon. I'm gonna be there, so it's gonna be exciting. Can't wait to see it. I haven't seen it yet, so it's gonna be exciting to see finally.
Well, I hope you enjoy it. Thanks. I was
Yeah.
happy to see it.
Thank you so much. You have a great day.